Hello again my YouTube friends, welcome back to my channel, Mad Dog here. I wanted to show you all this little thing here. No doubt you guys and lasses have seen these all over the internet, bloody Chinese things, you know, the dreaded survival paracord bracelet, but they have a multitude of different survival aids on them. For me, it's a bit of a grey area. I always try and, I always say my opinion is something's always better than nothing, and for most of these items I would still stand by that. For example, I don't know, let me bring the camera around here a minute so that the lighting's not quite as awful. So it's got a little light on there, a little SOS light, little LED with strobes as well, which, let me bang the lights off, that's quite effective. Off and on, so that's as you can see, that's quite a useful feature in my opinion. Put the lights back on, so that's one feature. The whistle, for me, that's probably the most important feature. That's just, again, that's just my opinion. And then when we open the bracelet up itself, we have all this whole plethora of gadgets in here. So we've got a baby ferrocerium rod forms part of the buckle there, and on the inside, if I just get my nail in there, on the inside there is a little, I don't know what you'd call it, multi-tool type of thing. So inside you have a little hexagon wrench selection there, which really is too thin to be used for anything practical, to be honest. A small looks like a bottle can lid opener or something like that, even though I don't know, you know, what you're going to use it for, to be honest. Don't know what the little castlements are for. Maybe that's meant to be a screwdriver, flat bladed screwdriver, who knows. A serrated edge, I won't say blade because it's quite dull. I'm guessing that would be good for striking the ferro rod, but again, it's, try and get it all in camera shot here. It's a bit pathetic, to be honest, a bit like my attempt here at demonstrating this. But, and then there's a small blade on the very edge which isn't really that sharp. Ah, dear me. Okay, we've got some sparks then. Okay, that's doable. So that's that tool. Going back to the other side, there is yet another tool that was just stowed away in here, and that's got a sort of a posi drive-ish screwdriver and a flat blade screwdriver and a better cutting blade. That is not bad. There's a grippy sort of, that looks like it could be the proper striker for the ferrocerium rod. Let's try that. Yeah, that might be the one, who knows. Anyway, so you get one or two little gadgets with this. Now the point I'm trying to make with this isn't necessarily about the actual bracelet. It's this, the dreaded button compass. Now for me personally, I've got mixed feelings, because if you get a very good one, a proper branded make, they are good enough to give you a rough direction, obviously north, south, east and west, and the quadrants in between, but that's about it. That's all you're going to get really. The cheap Chinese ones, including this one, it's got a bubble in it already, and this is meant to be brand new. This will pick up. There's a small bubble in there, just at the top there. Can get you in a world of trouble, in my opinion. You can't beat a proper brand name compass. I highly recommend anything by the Silver brand. They're more expensive, but when you're depending on it, what price do you put on actually getting home in one piece? That will be my advice. That's my opinion. However, the little trick that I want to show here, or advice really, is that I'll try and bring this camera in so you can see what I mean a little bit better. So, I don't know if this will pick up. Let's try and get this right. So I'm holding my silver away from anything metallic in my hand. Lighting in this shed is awful really. Where we're going. Okay. And due north is that a ways towards my bench. The red needle there is pointing away towards the bench, north, south that way. So if I bring on the small button compass, and that's saying due north is towards me. Now the reason being that I've found here is obviously inside the plastic clip we have the steel tool. You must remove all these steel gadgets off the bracelet and have it open before you get an accurate reading of any kind. I say accurate, somewhere near reading of any kind off this little button compass. Once I've removed all the metallic gubbins from inside, bring on the silver again, you'll probably, I don't know if this will pick up on my terrible lighting and camera, but you'll probably notice that they are both now pointing due north. There'll be some declination offset there obviously, and magnetic field around it with me having them so close together, which you should never do. But so it's just a little bit of advice basically. If you do ever have to rely on one of these horrible things, then always make sure that the actual gimmick tools and all the rubbish that comes with them is removed. Hold it away from your body if you're carrying knives, anything that's metallic. Obviously a mobile phone, anything like that you've got to hold it away from. Steel toe caps, belt buckles, zippers, all those things will affect the magnetic bearing of your compass. Same with any compass, obviously that applies to any compass. You know, a lot of people get lost because they start to doubt the compass. You've got to choose a compass that you know is good, absolutely from the offset, and is reliable. And when you're starting to doubt your compass, you're actually doubting yourself, because you should have proven your compass before setting off and have total faith in it. That being said, the only exception in my opinion to that rule is how you store a compass. Never, you know, if you're out in your car, don't put the compass in your glove box. Don't put a compass in the side pocket of your car door, because what do we have in, you know, in the dashboards of cars and the doors? We have speakers in most cars, and they've got strong magnets in, which can actually reverse the polarity of your compass. Which, whilst it sounds funny, is absolutely true and can happen. You can actually be facing due south when you think you're travelling north if you've got a reverse polarity compass, which obviously can actually potentially be fatal to you if if you're in a bad situation. So be careful where you store a compass. Always try and keep it away from as much metallic ferrous objects as you can, and choose wisely to begin with. What I would always do, I mean, I trust this silver, I have done for many years, and try and get a couple of compasses that you know are good, and before you set off just have a rough double check against each other, you know, just to verify that your compass is doing what you think it should be doing. So that's just some advice and experience from an old boy. I know it's only basic, but these things they're easy to trip up over, you know, they really are. But as for these things, whilst yes, they are a bit gimmicky and gadgety, I would rather have them on me than not at all. But be careful how you use them, especially those horrible bloody button compasses. Be careful with them. Go and try it for yourself, see what you think. If I just whop all this stuff back together, just quickly, if I can, put that back in there and close it back up. I'll try and just show you again. See if I can zoom in so a little ways here. I'll get you a better shot. This is really quite awkward. So due north towards my face, and due north on that. Where are we now? Towards my finger. So as you can hopefully see, they're nowhere near each other, and that's because I've reintroduced all that metallic rubbish behind the bracelet, which is throwing that needle off. So don't just look at your wrist when you're wearing this thing and trust that compass. Anyway, bit of advice or a bit of a tip. I want you all safe out there, enjoy our outdoor hobby, and that's basically why I'm chucking this out there. So as a general rule of thumb with compasses, I personally think you usually get what you pay for. Buy a decent brand once properly, look after it, it should last you a lifetime and keep you safe. Anyway, take care out there. Until next time, Mad Dog signing off. Yeah!